I love the FW46 livery because it really shows the tremendous difference from last year to this year in what we've done commercially. You can look at the car now and see the difference with the number of sponsors and brands, big names, that are attracted to who we are and what we're doing. And that's what that livery reflects. And not just that, it's also a reflection back to Frank. It's a reflection back to what we are as an organization. We are here to go racing, and I feel that that really comes across. It has our values almost held in there for me. So I love it. I think it's a great livery. It's also great to be a part of the launch. You feel really integrated into the team. And the whole process when you're doing a launch it takes quite a while, as you imagine, to collect everything together, but it's also an opportunity to spend time with your team around you. And it's this bonding moment where you're bringing everything together. Over the winter, we haven't necessarily seen as much of each other as we want to, but you're now bringing all of the hard work from nearly 1,000 people together, and that's the reflection of the launch. That's what the launch is all about. We're here, and we're ready to go racing. I think the fact that I've been welcomed into Williams, accepted into Williams, not just by Williams Racing itself, but by the world, organizations, journalists, the sport, it meant that it felt like home almost immediately. And that's what Williams is. It's still this incredibly, I'm not going to say family run in that way, but it has that feel behind it, and I want that to be kept. We're here because we're a racing team who wants to fight and bring the team back to the front. And that made me feel a part of it almost immediately. That's the benefit and the huge accolade that is behind the team that is Williams. But I think, as I said, the fact that the world accepted me as well just gives you the comfort that you're on the right path. "2023 was our best season since 2017, and I had the fortune to be here as a part of the organisation once we're on that journey together. And it sets the foundation, just the foundation for what we want to do going forward. What it shows the world is that we're not a team that's last anymore. We're a team that's on the journey back to the front. And we made a large step when we put that update on last year. That journey continues now. And what we need to demonstrate to the world is we're a serious contender, that it's not one moment that we've moved forward, but we're on the right path back to the front of the grid. The result in 23 means a tremendous amount, not just externally, but to the team itself. They are working day and night to give us the cars that we have in front of us. The car that's going to hit the track in Bahrain is the dedication and hard work of nearly 900 people for a period of 12 months. And for them, it shows them that we're on the right pathway, that what they have been doing perhaps wasn't in the correct direction, but we are now, and it allows us to see the pathway back to the front as a unit. And it creates belief. Once you start that journey and people understand we are on the right journey together and we're all together on it, you reinforce that message, and it just means that people will double down. When we look to where we are commercially from where we were just 12 months ago, it's a different ballpark. And we have some of the largest brands in the world who are joining the vision and journey that we're on. And through that, we've been nothing but open and forthright about here's where we are and here's where we want to get to. And what's brilliant is these brands can see synergies within their own brands, for example, or certainly can see and buy into and understand that this is the journey that Williams is and want to be a part of it from start to finish. Komatsu, obviously, are an incredible sponsor that have come on board. It's a sponsor that has history with the team, wind back nearly 30 years ago. And you'll spot it, Komatsu was a part of the journey towards a world championship. And that's exactly the same journey that we've re-embarked on, that we reignited that relationship on. They're a brand that's known worldwide, an enormous brand, perhaps one of the biggest that's joined Williams in many, many years. And it's one that absolutely sees the vision of where we are going and wants to be a part of it. And it's an exciting time. So as I joined with the FW45, the car was already a living being. I was able to have some level of influence over where we updated it in the year, but the car itself, the DNA of the car, is fundamental to what was created before I joined. The 46 is different. I've had an opportunity to really work with the technical teams and make sure that it has elements that I think will move us forward up the grid. So what does that mean? There's some technologies we've used inside the chassis and some technologies and some methods that we've used aerodynamically that are now really applied in this car. And obviously all teams are working away in the background trying to move forward from where they are. The bit that I'm confident on is that we've done a good job across the winter. That doesn't mean others haven't, but we can only focus on what we have. And what we have done is, with the tools available to us, dug deep and really restructured a number of items. And it's not, the full benefit won't necessarily even be seen within the year, but across multi-year, but we're on that journey together. And I hope it's at the level where everyone sees the car and recognises the differences and recognises the performance that comes out of it as the result. Having the same driver lineup across the years is incredibly important. Now that we have our foundations, and it's the same whether we're talking about our car design or our drivers, you can actually start building on that quite significantly. There's a great relationship between Alex and Logan. Logan now knows all the tracks near enough. There'll be a few exceptions to that we will have coming our way this year. He's comfortable in the team, in himself, and in the car. Even just speaking to him, he's a different person. The confidence is coming across, and you'll see that translating to on-track performance. It was a rookie year for him last year. He's not a rookie anymore. Now's the time to deliver. And he has the best teammate in Alex. In that, he's an excellent reference to what performance is, but also Alex is welcoming to allowing people to challenge him and helps you on that journey as well at the same time. For us though, as Williams Racing, the important element of that is it just means we can build on the start of the journey that we had last year. No teams know where the performance order is going to shake out. What I can assure you is we've done our utmost across this last year to really dig deep, dig out perhaps what was a little bit outdated in terms of thought process and technologies, and push the boundaries. And I'm confident we've done that. Where it will translate to in terms of performance, that's the beauty of the first race. The first few races, everyone will find out together at the same time. We have to be realistic. We're coming from a long way back. And our journey isn't a journey of 1 year. It's many, many years. So the key to us at the moment is building on foundations and making sure we're doing small steps in the correct direction of travel. Right now, what I'm most looking forward to is seeing the car hit the ground running. It's been a labour of love, but one that you really want to see it now to completion and hear the car for the first time far up. But what I'm looking forward to in 24 is I think we have a package that will now suit many more circuits. I think last year people saw the car evolve, but it was still certain characteristics, certain tracks suited it. I want to show the world now that we can break out of that mould and have a car that across a range of circuits can be competitive. For me personally, and for Williams Racing, the Academy is at the front and centre of how we are going to operate today and will operate in the future. I believe in investing in future generations of drivers, and it's appeared across many years of Williams history, and it will continue to do so. We've changed the Academy quite significantly, even just across the last 12 months, and we have some really exciting signings. Signings that, as I talk to you now, they were winning their respective races at the weekend, or they're in testing and fighting towards the top of the timesheets. The world's changing, and we're investing what we can into these future generations, and I'm excited to see across all categories what they can bring in 2024. F1 Academy is a brilliant concept that last year had a soft launch, and this year you're going to see it properly hitting the ground running and be in tandem and alongside Formula One, and that's the bit I can't wait for. We have Leah Block, and it doesn't take you long to see the sparkle in her eye to realise that there's something special there. In just a few days of testing, she's done some incredible feats already, and so the journey that she's on is one that I'm excited to be a part of and by her side as we go through it. And the future of the F1 Academy, now that we have 10 teams understanding and bought into it and investing in it because we want it to be the future, now you're going to start to see a big difference turning as a result of it. The heritage of our team is extraordinary. 30 years ago, we won the last Constructors' Championship, and it can be seen as a positive as a negative. Positive, huge accolade. Once you realise how successful Williams has been across the history of the sport, it just, the numbers make it the second most successful team and it comes out immediately. But also drives you to realize that there hasn't been as much success in the last 20 years. And that's our job. That's how I see my position within this organization, is to bring it back towards that ability to win again in time. How important is it? I think you need both. I think the strongest teams out there are the ones that can fall back on a heritage that is stronger than near enough everyone else on the grid, but is able to forge its own pathway now into the future. And you need both of those, and I hope that's the direction that we're on together.